Algebra proofs. Part 5. Here we go. If 3 times the quantity x minus 4 plus 9 is equal to 6 times the quantity x minus 2, prove that x is equal to 3. Here are the statements. Here are the reasons. You're probably going to have to use your pink sheets for this, but this is just all algebra, so we're going to be using a lot of, properties of equalities, maybe distributive property, and I think we're good to go, and maybe some symmetric properties because I can see them right there. Okay, anyways, so first things first, I read the hypothesis and I can see it's right there. So it's literally copy and pasted. So the first reason will always be given. Okay, and then going from here to here, I can see that the 3 is being distributed to each term, and then the 6 here is being distributed to each term. So this is using the distributive property. Okay. Now, if I look at these, I'm not really looking at the next step, but I can see that I may need to combine like terms. So going from here to here, let's see. Well, 3x stays the same, and then the negative 12 plus 9, that's negative 3. So it does look like I'm going to use combining like terms as a reason for that particular step. So combine like terms. And yes, if it's not on your pink sheet, make sure that it is, because that can be used as a reason. Okay, now I am going from here to here, and minus the 3x on both sides, and I'm left with negative 3 is equal to, well, 6x minus 3x is 3x minus the 12. So it looks like I'm using the subtraction property of equality. Now, I'm going to add 12 on both sides. That's going to cancel. So I have 3x on the right-hand side and negative 3 plus 12. That's 9. So that's the addition property of equality. So next step is I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So that's the division property of equality, which will lead me to 3 is equal to x. And then I'm going to swap the position now, right? I'm swapping the 3 and the x. So the x is going to go on the left-hand side, and then the 3 is going to go on the right-hand side. So now I'm using the symmetric property there. Symmetric property. Okay. So that's how I am approaching this proof. So make sure that you have an understanding of each property, especially the ones that I just showed here. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next proof. This one's a little long. If 2y minus 3 times the quantity 4y plus 10 is equal to 4 times y plus 2 minus 2 times the quantity y minus 5, prove that y is equal to negative 4. Okay, so this is copied to here. So the first reason should be given. Then I notice that, okay, anytime that I'm doing an algebra problem and I see a number in front of the parentheses, that means that I have to use the distributive property. So the number in front of the parentheses here is negative 3. So negative 3 times 4y, and then negative 3 times positive 10, and here 4 times y, 4 times 2, negative 2 to y, and negative 2 to negative 5. So that is using the distributive property. Next, I'm going from here to here, and just by looking at it, I can see that these two terms can be combined, and these two terms can be combined. So 2y minus 12y, that's negative 10y, and then 4y plus negative 2y, that's positive 2y, and then nothing is being done to, oh, actually, I didn't see this part here. You can see that positive 8 plus 10 is 18. So nothing's being done to this minus 30 on the left-hand side because nothing can be combined there with that number, but I can see that I can combine this and this, and also this and this. So that is me using the combine like terms. Okay, moving on. What's the next step? Okay, so I can see that the negative 30 and the negative 30 are still the same on the left-hand side, but that negative 10y disappeared. So what happened there? That means that I'm going to add both sides by 10y. Okay, so that'll cancel out. So I'm left with negative 30 on the left-hand side, like I said, and then 2y plus 10y is 12y, and then the plus 18 remains the same. So that is the addition property of equality, right? Because I'm adding both sides with 10y. So addition property of equality. Okay, now minus the 18, because now I'm trying to get y by itself, but this minus 18 is in the way. So I got negative 48 is equal to 12y. That's the subtraction property of equality. Then divide both sides by 12. Division property of equality. So I'm left with this. Now I need to proceed from here. And again, this is the symmetric property because I'm just switching the positions there. So that's the symmetric property. Okay.